Hi guys, Laura here. I still don't know why I always say Laura Schiller here. But anyway, I just wanted to discuss with you. Today I'm going to discuss all about your Facebook personal page. So this has nothing to do with your business page. There's totally different rules for that. There's totally different rules for your Facebook VIP group, like my Always a Party with Laura. That's totally different. This is just your personal Facebook post. So what I'm going to tell you, you'll probably think is crazy and probably not want to do it. And I understand because I was given this training probably 2 years ago and I told my upper that's nuts, I'm never doing it. And I was so scared of what people would think of me posting too much on Facebook, and I was scared to post too often on Facebook, especially my personal page. So I know a lot of you will be hesitant to do what I say, and that's totally fine. First of all, I'm not watching you. If whatever you have to do, whatever's comfortable with you. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this, then definitely don't. I'm just going to show you what I do and what I learned. And with Beachbody, I wouldn't follow it, and it took me a year to get one coach, over a year to get one coach, and now I just got a record-breaking award from Steeped that they don't like it. You still get paid. I don't know you mean, Alyssa. Sorry. Sorry. Can you just clarify that? So with Beachbody, it took me a year to get a coach, and then I just got a recruit, and then I just got a reward for getting 18 recruits within 4 months. So it's only because I was trained in social media. You guys know I don't do any in-home parties. I think in-home parties are great. I think word of mouth, other than social media, is probably great too. People have built up this business. Tons of people have built up this business on other things than social media. It's just I am an attorney with 3 kids. So for me, it's all about what's time effective. And social media for me is much more time effective than going around to people's houses and knocking on their doors asking if they want tea or putting up flyers anywhere. So social media is what I use. I think it's a lot easier to do it on social media and have a huge audience, and that's why I do it. So this is what I learned. You're probably going to roll your eyes, and that's fine. And if you have any questions or you want me to work on you, anyone who's in my downline or anyone else, feel free to always contact me and ask me how we can work on it together. If you never posted on Facebook, you're not going to go from 0 posting, I'm sure, to all of a sudden posting 3 times a day that I'm going to tell you to do. So you need to do what makes you feel comfortable. And whatever it is and whatever we could do to work with you, I am here to work with anyone. So here's my tips that I learned. So your goals on social media is there's a Facebook algorithm, for those of you that don't know. And people who post more frequently and get more reactions and interactions to their post, you'll see their post first. So I'm sure if any of you are friends with me, you know that my picture will pop up or something that I posted will pop up probably pretty quickly on your newsfeed, and that's because I try to beat the Facebook algorithm. So you're trying to work with the Facebook algorithm to make sure that your post gets seen when any of your friends sign on to Facebook. And your biggest goal is not to sell tea to people. I mean, that might be your ultimate goal. But your goal for social media purposes is more just to have people relate to you and really like you as a person, so that they trust your opinion, first of all, on whatever you're talking about with the teas. They trust your opinion on the business opportunity, and they want to work with you. Because if I was looking to who I would want to work with, if I was looking into doing direct sales, I'd want it to be someone that I related to really well, because then I would know that they'd hold my hand and they have similar likes that I do, and they'll be there for me. So that's what you want, is for people to feel like they can relate to you. And you know what? You can't have everyone relate to you. Some people will see what I do, and I'm a crazy person. I'm sure you guys could all see. And so people who are shyer might not necessarily want to join my team, but I want people like me who are hardworking. I think this team is fabulous. I'm looking for hardworking people that have a sense of humor and don't take things too seriously. And I think this team is amazing because I think that's basically what our team is. So that's basically your goal, is just to have people relate to you. So what they tell you to do to beat the Facebook algorithm is to post 3 times a day, not about tea. You only post at maximum 1 time a day about tea, which I'll get into. So I'm sure you're all thinking, what the hell am I supposed to post about 3 times a day? Because I totally understand. And why would anyone think I'm interesting if I post 3 times a day? Which I totally understand, because I'm a tax lawyer and I live in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. So if anyone could be as boring as possible, it would be me. I can't I'm not going to post about my tax law research, and I live where there's chickens and goats, and although that's great, I don't think people are really interested in that. So you have to figure out what people would be interested in. And what I'd suggest to do first, even if you're only going to post once a day, or even if you're only going to post once a week, just look at your characteristics and think of 8 things that define you and write them down. 8 to 9 things that define you is what I always say to people to look for. So for me, obviously, I'm an attorney, a mom, I love my dog, I love all dogs. Have a husband, I'm a wife, I try to be funny. Sometimes I'm not, but I try to be. I'm a spaz, I trip over my own feet. I love fitness and health. I love wine the most. And I hate to clean my house, and I always complain when I have to clean my house. So things like that, or whatever you think defines you, it could be anything. People always like funny, so I try to make my post as funny as possible. Sometimes I am funny, and sometimes I fail. Like, I write the funniest post, and then it gets 1 like, and I'm sad, but sometimes I don't even think I'm being that funny, and it gets 100 likes. So just try with those, and come up with your 8 or 9 characteristics, and then whenever you post, you could just pick one of those and keep changing it up so that you know, so people could relate to you and find out more about you. So when I post pictures of my dogs, people who are dog lovers, a lot of my friends don't have kids, so they're not necessarily wanting to see pictures of my kids, even though I overpost pictures of my kids anyway. They're not necessarily wanting to see pictures of my kids. But then one time I say, you know, my dog's my best friend. I work from home, so he is my best friend. People are intrigued by that, and they're like, oh, I love my dog too. She must be a human person, an actual normal person who loves her dog, and they like that. So everyone can relate to being a spaz. I'm sure a lot of people trip over their own feet like I do. Tons of people love wine, obviously. So just figure out your characteristics, and if you need help with this, I could do a quick interview process with anyone in the downline to find out your 8 or 9 characteristics that you'd say define you, and then you just keep rotating back and forth between what characteristics you're doing. So for your post on Facebook, just you want value added to your page. So you want people to want to come to your page. So I was so scared to post because I thought nobody would ever want to see if I posted 3 to 5 times a day. I know I usually only post 3, but I didn't think anyone would want to be my friend on Facebook if I posted 3 times a day. And then I started to do, you know, they told me to do value added, and I have people all the time stop me and say they love following my Facebook page, and they love seeing what I'm doing, and they go on to Facebook and they click Laura Greenberg Schiller to see what my page has, to see what funny thing I did that day, or what my kids were, or my dog, or anything. So that's what you want. You want people to want to go to your page and want to see your post. So, you know, try to be funny if you can. If not, find funny memes. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Memes. Cute pictures always work. If you have kids, great. If you have a dog, wonderful. If you have cats, I'm allergic, but a lot of people do like cats. I know Cher on the team likes cats. Pretty pictures. If you're a photographer, come take my pictures because I'm the worst photographer. But you could always take, if you see a pretty sunset and you post it, people like pictures like that. Some people, you know, get a big following because they're really good at taking pictures. I'm not one of them, if you guys have ever seen my pictures. But people get a big following from taking pretty pictures, and then people want to see it. So make sure to do that. And again, anything that things people relate to. So you post 3 to 5 times a day, and you're only supposed to do one, at most, I don't even do this, but 1 post about the tea business, at most. Unless you're at a conference or you're at a live thing, or you're with your team, you know. If you're at a live event, then you could post more than once. But people don't want to sign on and just see 19 posts about tea. So I try to limit it to 1 post a day about tea. And don't just give stock pictures about tea. Nobody wants to see, I mean, our tea is beautiful. It's amazing, but nobody wants to see a picture of our tea because they could go into the catalog and see it. They want to see why you're liking the tea and what you're doing with the tea. So a lot of you know I have high anxiety. Oh, that's probably one of my characteristics too. But I have high anxiety, and I always post about stress reliever. And I post why I need stress reliever that day, and I thank God for stress reliever. And I say I had the, you know, crazy day, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to ever be too negative on Facebook because people don't like that either. But if you are negative and then funny, which is what I try to do, negative and then end in a positive, people like that. So I would say, oh, today was the craziest day. I mean, yesterday my daughter bumped her head. We had no idea she was going to have a concussion. And I found out that I had a root canal that didn't work, and then I need to get another root canal, gum surgery, and oral surgery. But it wasn't the best day of my life. But, you know, you just turn around and say, like, well, this good thing happened. So what I do with the teas is just say, oh, I'm so happy this is stress reliever. Or I'll say what matcha did, or if a customer writes to you and says, thank you so much, Matcha helped me lose 10 pounds. I'll usually X out their name and then post it, or whatever people are doing. A lot of times when customers write to you, I think that's one of the best advice is to post it and be like, so glad Ashley feels the same way I do, or whoever it is feels the same way I do. So definitely post about tea only once a day. And once a week at least, I would post about the opportunity. People always ask how I recruit so much, and it's just because I post about once a week about the opportunity of, sorry, yes, Jennifer, I am speaking, this is all about your personal Facebook page. I'm going to do Facebook group and Facebook Live, Facebook business page and Instagram, they're linked together. I'm going to do those the next 2 days. So this is just your Facebook personal page. And I know 30 times sounds a lot, because when they told me this 2 years ago, I refused to do it. And then I just sucked it up and did it. And my team went from 6 to, in Beachbody, went from 6 to, I think, 40 in like 5 months after taking 2 years to build up to 6 people. So that's why I'm telling you this advice. Totally, you could work it however you want. But yes, that's what I suggest. And then on your personal Facebook page, I also suggest to do once a week how the business opportunity is helping you. And I know when you're starting out, it's not like you're making, thousands of dollars a week, but even if it's $20 or $200 that you make, say, for the month, or $20 for the month, you're still going to use that somehow. So if you're going out to dinner with your spouse or by yourself, or you're meeting up with friends and you could buy something, or anything that you could do with the money from Steeped, and obviously a lot of us save the money from Steeped, so I'm not saying you're going to necessarily use it, but if you're doing something and it's about the same amount that you made from Steeped, just say, thank you so much, Steeped, I'm able to go out to dinner, or thank you so much, Steeped, I was able to buy this bracelet or necklace or whatever you wanted to buy. And then people were like, oh, wow, I want to go out to dinner. I want to buy that bracelet or necklace. Maybe this is a good opportunity. So I think the way that I have recruited so many people is just by discussing the business opportunity. Definitely in your VIP group helps a lot too, but on personal page, I do it as well. So I try to do that at least once a week, discuss the business opportunity. I've been discussing it more just because I really do think this is a ground floor opportunity. And I'm just amazed by the company, so I feel like I might have been maybe talking about it more, but do it at least once a week, and how it's affecting your life. And even if it's not money, it's still, to me, I work from home, and to me, it's also about the personal relationships that I get to have with all of you guys. So I will always say that I love getting to know XYZ and love getting to know all of you guys, because really it's a social outlet for me. I used to work at a firm in the city, and it was the most social time of my day. And now I work from home, so it's so nice to be able to interact with all of you people, and I will say that all the time. And if that's helping you, or forming a team, or feeling like you belong, or if the teas are helping you, or you love getting notes from customers how much they love the tea, whatever the business is doing to make you happy, yeah, Jennifer, that's what I feel too. I mean, I'd say it's definitely not about the money for me, but I agree, Jennifer. It's not about the money. It's definitely more about the connections, but obviously money's always nice too. So if it's more about the connections, then just on your personal page, just say how much you love, getting to know people, and it's been so much fun reconnecting with people. And not even just, yeah, money is good. That's exactly what I feel, Jennifer. We're on the same page. So if you feel like whatever it's doing to help you, just however it is. For me, it's also connecting with old friends. A lot of the people on this team are, I lost touch with, and then they became on the team, so I reconnected with them. A lot of my tea customers, not even just consultants, coaches, customers, a lot I lost touch with, and now they're trying my teas, and they keep messaging me how much they love the teas, and it's so nice to message with so many people and hear from so many people, and that is a big important reason why I love doing Steeped Tea. So I do talk about that frequently, and I think that's a good thing to talk about too, is that as well. And so you do that at least once a week. And then also, even if it's not money or anything else, we still get a discount on tea. So even if you love the fact that you get 25% off tea, which I do, you could say that as well. It's still a great opportunity, anything that you do, or if becoming a consultant made you find out about more teas, then even that is a great thing. So whatever Steeped Tea is helping you in your life, you could post on Facebook, and you can post it legitimately, and people will want to be a part of it. And when they realize that it's making you happy, they'll want something similar to be happy with. So I think that's definitely my biggest recruiting tip. It's a little bit different in the VIP group, but I feel like it's similar. I'll go through that tomorrow. So also just other tips for Facebook for popular. So you want to make your post the most popular post, and you want as many likes and interactions as you can. So anytime anyone interacts on your post, I usually write back to them. I mean, sometimes I can't because it's just, when you post 3 times a day and you're out for the day, and then all of a sudden you come home and there's 30, 40, messages on something, you can't comment on it. You can't necessarily comment back to everyone. I do try to, but some of them I just miss. But if you comment back to people, they realize that they appreciate that they wrote a comment on their Facebook on your post, so they'll continue to comment, which is exactly what you want. You want as many people to comment and like on your post as possible. So one way that people like to comment a lot is if you ask for opinion. I usually do, which dress do you like better? Looking for restaurants, looking for doctors, whatever you're looking for. Any opinions. People love giving advice about fashion. So I do like to do the dress ones a lot. But anything you're asking for, always just ask the opinion. Post 2 pictures of you in dresses. Post, just looking for a doctor, anything that you do, and people will all comment and then just write back, thank you, thank you, thank you. And people love it. And I did 4 dresses to talk to about a talking conference, and I think I got like 100 comments on it. So then those people, the next time they sign on to Facebook, they'll see my post first. So that's definitely one way to get more people engaged, is just to ask questions about advice about between 2 things. So even if you're redoing your house, or I've seen this a lot, if you're redoing your house or painting your walls, which colors do you think? People like to give their opinion on anything. So if you're asking their opinion, they'll give you an answer. One thing I was told is to not be super political or overly religious. For those of you that are my good friends, that's super hard for me. Again, you turn 50% off, so I'm not going to necessarily say my political views, but I'm sure most of you know I am a hardcore liberal, and so I have to, and I support Trump fans. I'm not saying, whatever. It's just, that's a hard one for me right now. But, I try as much to stay off politics as possible, because you're just going to piss off 50% of the people. And if I talk about religion, I'll probably piss off 90% of the people if you get too religious or too political about people. But if you see a funny thing and you want to share it, you could share it. I don't think that's really a big issue. I post funny memes about politics, and people just laugh. And even I have a lot of friends that are conservatives, and they still laugh at it, and they always message me that I'm the only liberal that they like to have on their newsfeed. So just don't do it. Don't be so bold and strong about anti-anyone. Unless you feel really strongly about it, then do it, because you know what, this is just all advice, so you take it as it is. This is just what I've been taught, so whatever works for you totally works. Some people I know are in politics, so clearly they're not going to be quiet about politics, and that's totally fine. So there's times on Facebook that are the most popular, and you want to try to post during those times. And it actually is different for everyone. It's proven that weekday mornings, like around 8 to 9, are super, well, probably 7 to 9. I'm just not up ever before 7. And the seen by number that shows up on your post on this video, Linda, you mean? On this video, this is how many people have watched this video. So if you do a video, then you can see, and it's public, you can see how many people have seen your videos. On your like page, on your business page, they also tell you how many people it reached. So, but on your personal page, it doesn't tell you how much you reached unless you post the video. I hope that helps. On your personal post, or on your personal post, it says how many people have seen it? If so, then that's awesome. Mine doesn't say how many people have seen my post unless I do a video of it for my personal page. But on my like page, I always can see how many people have seen my post on my business page. So yeah, so you have to find, on your business page, it'll tell you how many people have seen every post and how many people it reached, which is kind of cool, because the next advice that I'm giving, this really helps with your business page. So you want to find this is how you can find your most popular times if you do have a business page. So you want to see, you want to get to people when the most people are online. That's when you want to that's why you want to post, obviously. So it's proven that the most popular times are weekday mornings between 7 and 9 a.m. and then weeknights, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night subsequent to 8 p.m. Those are the most popular times on Facebook. So I always try to post around those times, and now you guys are going to see it and see that I post almost exactly 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. almost every single day. The 8 p.m.s for me get a lot more traction than the 8 a.m. So if I miss an 8 a.m., I'm not upset about it. I just try to post at 8 p.m. And then it depends what your newsfeed is, who's a lot of the people on your newsfeed. So a lot of my newsfeed is either lawyers and working people or stay-at-home moms. So I think the stay-at-home moms, they say the most popular time is around 4 or 5, maybe like even 2 or 3 because their kids are napping. And they say for a lot of people who are working, the most popular times are lunchtime, which is 12:30 to 1:30, or around 4:30. I find a lot of times for me, 4:30 is super popular time to post, so I actually like posting at that time. So you just need to figure out with your newsfeed, and on your business page, Wendy, you could play with times, and that's when I figured out my times was basically by my business page. But you could also see on your personal page, if you don't have a business page, you could see who likes it, who likes which times gets the most likes. So I've seen personally for myself, probably my 3 most popular times are 8 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, and then 8 o'clock at night. And that's when I usually do it. And, but it's different for everyone, and you have to just see where your newsfeed lies. And you'll figure it out, and I could obviously help you if you need it, but you could just see if you post similar posts, especially like memes or things like that you share, or videos that you share, and more people like it at a certain time, you'll start to realize where your newsfeed is and when they're online the most. So a lot of people are like me, and when I started with Beachbody, I only posted, twice a month, but I also only had probably, a few hundred friends, and so all of them I grew up with the same best friends since basically kindergarten, and they're all critical. I mean, they all criticize things, and we all act like we're siblings, and nobody will buy tea for me. Nobody would have bought Beachbody for me, so I needed to expand my network, obviously, which I think a lot of people are trying to do. And so I just wanted to give tips. I went from 500 to 1,700 friends within like the last year and a half on Facebook, and this is how I did it without trying to, just add every single person. First of all, make sure at most you only add 5 friends a day on Facebook, or they put you in Facebook jail. I know a few of you have had that issue, so you don't want that. And then add friends from groups. So what I suggest is when you put your 8 or 9 characteristics about yourself, find groups that have to do with that. So I'm also a super picky eater, so I'm in a picky eaters club, which I don't think is the best one to be in, because then they probably won't like the tea. But anyway, you do either, like I'm in a twin moms group because I have twins, and so a few of you are from the twin mom group in here. A lot of them have bought it, and I'm also in, a bunch of local moms groups where you have to look if you could post on there. But even if you can't post on there, that doesn't post about tea on there, that's totally fine. Some of them allow you to post only like certain days, so just check out the rules. But I do usually try to post on one of them I'm in. You could post on Thursdays, and I definitely get a lot of customers from there. But if you can't even post, just interact with people on it. So I'm also an open heart surgery survivor, so I'm in an open heart surgery group, and I interact with everyone in there to try to like help them and talk to them about it. I'm in an anxiety group. I talk to them about anxiety, and not bring anything up to a T, but if you interact with them enough, then you just add them as a friend, and then they'll see, because you're going to post about tea at least a few times a week, and they'll see and they'll ask you what you're doing. So I feel like that is how I added most of my friends. If you see people, Facebook has the wonderful feature that says people you may know. And at first I was hesitant to push anyone to be my Facebook friend, and now I just will push anyone. But if you know them, then definitely, even if they were a bitch to you in high school, I don't care. Add them as your friend on Facebook. And if you, even if you semi-knew them, you met them when I go to parties the next day, I'll add people on Facebook that I didn't know prior to the day before. I always look to add friends on Facebook, because I really think that Facebook is obviously the biggest tool for me, for my business, for my tea business, and even my attorney business, because you guys see, if you're friends with me, I talk about being an attorney a lot, so people keep messaging me all the time asking me to, represent them. So definitely use it, and definitely add friends, and don't be nervous. Nobody cares about, if they don't like you, they're still going to add. First of all, everyone will like you, but if they think it's weird that you friend requested them, they will not accept your friend request, and it's no big deal. You move on. But I just try to add as many friends as possible, because obviously if someone randomly adds you and they're I have like 40 friend requests where I don't even have a mutual friend. I won't add them. But on the other hand, if you find someone that you actually know or someone who has a lot of mutual friends and you feel comfortable adding them, then add them. I sometimes, if I can't find people to add, I'll add people who are just mutual friends, and people never mind when I add them as Facebook friends, because everyone's friends with everyone on Facebook. It's not a big deal. But definitely do that and keep conversing with people back and forth. And yeah, and that's basically, Facebook gives us the benefit of having the people you may know tool, and that's what I suggest doing. And so yeah, those are my basic tips for your Facebook personal page. Tomorrow I'll discuss your VIP group, which I think is super important. And then the next day I will, or actually I think Friday, I think Thursday I can't, I'm going to be in the city, and I have to have a root canal. So Friday I will discuss the importance of the business page, which is linked to Instagram. So yeah, so that's that. If you guys have any questions, let me know about Facebook personal page. I know it's a lot. I know you guys are probably saying you'll never do this, which I totally understand, because 2 years ago I said I would never do this, but I think it's such an important tool, and I just wanted to lay it out there for you. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me. All right, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye.